Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And that is the FBI theme that we're playing here on Cats and Cosby, because the FBI is extremely involved now in the case of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. And John, some blockbuster details came out today. They narrowed the timeline of when they believe she was probably abducted. They clearly are taking these ransom notes seriously. They also said there's a deadline written in the ransom notes for 5 p.m. local time there in Arizona, or else.
When? Today?
Today. So that's scary.
That's 3 hours from now.
3 hours from now. And then also, they also talked about some of the clues that the cameras were ripped off the door. They also said that the app that was attached to her pacemaker stopped. There was a 41-minute time from when the cameras, it looks like, were taken off the door to when she was probably taken. So hopefully that narrows the gap.
Now, do they have a reason why they did this? I had heard, and you know more about it than I do. I guess news is your full-time job.
News is my full-time job. And also, by the way,
in the studio with us today, we have Judge Richard Weinberg. We have our newest host, Fernando Mateo.
Yay! We love Fernando.
And Governor David Paterson. Now, there was a rumor around that they knew that she had a lot of bitcoins or a lot of crypto in her accounts, and maybe they were trying to get to that?
Well, one of the things they said, John, in these ransom notes, which the FBI revealed just a few minutes ago, was there was a certain amount and they wanted it in Bitcoin, to your point. The other thing they also said, she wears a certain kind of watch. The other thing they said was that she has a floodlight in the house. So that's why they're giving some credibility to these ransom notes, because they're things that they believe only somebody close to her
would know. And the daughter
did
a press conference saying...
Well, not a press conference, John. Wow.
It was video?
And I'll just tell you, I want to say something. I know Savannah Guthrie. We started in network news years ago together. She's a lovely woman. I love Savannah. She's a fabulous gal. And for me to watch what was a video last night, it was a plea to a kidnapper saying, we are ready to talk. We are ready to negotiate. She is begging for somebody to turn over her mother, and also spoke to her mother. Can you imagine this? She looked at the camera and said, Mama, we are counting on you. God is watching over you. Stay strong. So that message was to her mother and to a potential kidnapper. But it sounds like they still don't have a lot of leads at this point. They said they even interviewed the Uber driver. They're talking to gardeners. They're talking to landscapers. They're talking to the cleaning lady. They said anything. But one thing I found interesting, guys, and I've covered a lot of crime cases through the years. There was one thing, and I haven't heard the rest of the media really pick up on this. Today, that press conference, I always listen for languages and what somebody says and doesn't say. And the sheriff and the FBI both said, and this was fascinating to me, the sheriff was asked, who dropped the mother off that night for dinner? That was the last time she was seen. Was it the daughter or was it the daughter's husband? And the sheriff said, let's just leave it at that. It was family. He was very cagey, which makes me think, John, there may be something tied to somebody in the family or somebody that they know who was watching.
It's going to be a
lot of questions.
Quasi inside job, because they knew where the cameras were. It could be the gardener or the
You don't know,
whoever,
right?
Don't know.
Or a friend of the family or somebody who saw an opportunity.
Rita, did she live alone?
She lived alone.
How old is this woman?
84.
Why was she living alone?
Because apparently,
no home attendants.
Well, apparently she was very cognizant mentally, physically. She needed help, and she also had she had a pacemaker that was attached to the app. The app went off at 12 something in the morning, at 2 in the morning.
Well, I guess people should tune into your 10 o'clock show.
We're going to have the latest.
By 10 o'clock tonight. They will know that what happened at 5 o'clock.
Rita, I would never let my mother live alone. At that age, I would never let my mother live alone.
Well, my father said the same thing.
Yeah.
And my father was 88 years old, and he came to me, he says, I want to get married. And I said, Pop, why? He says, well, I'm 88 years old. I don't want to be alone, and I don't want to be a bother to you.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, and my mother lived alone. My mother, you never met my mother, I don't think, John, but my mother sadly passed at 73. She was obviously younger.
That's too young.
Yeah, way too young. And my mother was very sharp and was determined to live alone.
The thing is, when you own crypto, you don't have to ask for a ransom. All you need is passcodes to enter into the system.
Well, this is
to
what's
transfer
interesting.
the money.
But here's the catch. You hit it on the head. So far, the FBI says they have not gotten any communication of where to send it to. Just that they said, this is what we want by X. And they haven't said, here's the code, here's the this. They did get it via email.
Well, what they're
so
gonna
that's
do-
interesting.
They have her passwords. They have all the information
We
to transfer
don't-
her crypto.
Well, no, we don't know that. That's the point.
That's
We don't know
what
that.
they usually do, especially with when you have to pay off if they jam your computers. They give you a place to send the crypto.
Yes.
Some foreign country.
Right.
Without any guarantees that they're going to release your computer.
Well, that's what they keep asking for proof of life too, John, because they're saying before
that's
we do
because
anything.
because they want to get paid first, and then they say we'll release.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.